With Marvel Studios' 10-year anniversary coming right up, actually it's here right now, and the new Avengers movie on the way, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be Tony Stark's last main movie where he's there, I figured, you know what, this is a perfect time to go through all of Tony Stark's MCU armors, go through my favorites, and since I said MCU, that means no comic book armors and stuff like that. This is a top 10 list. It's not going to be a whole bunch of super explanations. I have that planned for another video. Alright, let's get into it right now.
Number 10.
Let me be honest with you, the Mark V armor from Iron Man 2, it wasn't going to make it on my list, but I had to put it here because it's a really good reminder of how far Tony has come. Literally, every single armor after this one does what its main job was, which was to be mobile, better. But if you think about it, there's no Thanos, no Civil War, no Ultron, no Avengers in this movie. It's just him and his suits. So for that, it's got to go on the list. Oh, before I forget, this color scheme, red and silver, is based on the Silver Centurion armor from the comics. It doesn't put it any higher on the list. It's just a little fun fact to add.
Number 9.
The Mark 45 armor falls into the category of, oh, it looks really cool, but I don't know what it does, and I don't like the movie that it was in. Now, I'm going to take away the fact I don't like the movie because that's not fair to any of the armors on the list. But if I just had to look at this armor exclusively without anything else, I can't. It doesn't do anything special. Like anything it can do, the other armors either already did or are going to do better. So, other than the fact that it looks really cool, that's actually all I got on that. And that's probably more to say about the movie than the actual armor.
Number 8.
Alright, same as last one. Really cool looking, not that cool abilities or anything special, and the fact it's in Age of Ultron kinda makes it look worse. I'll be honest though, for all the armors on the rest of this list, I'm not gonna just go, oh, they had a really cool fight scene, so I'm gonna put this one here. Oh, he really flew, really cool, so I'm gonna put this one here. No, I'm gonna try to keep it fair. What puts this one above the last one is that it seems like in any new Marvel like cartoon or game or whatever, they seem to want to use this armor as the base. And since this has a more classic color scheme, then I like this one more. But as I said, there's nothing much in the movies that make me want to pick this one over any other ones on this list. So that's tough.
Number 7.
The classic. The Mark III has to be on this list no matter what. Without the success of the Mark III, or Iron Man 1 for that matter, Marvel wouldn't be nowhere near where it is today. Every single armor Tony has built has its foundation rooted in this armor. Now, the armor itself looks way more robotic because the bulkier frame and the sectioning and the colors, which it does give off that invincible Iron Man feel. However, just like I said in the last one, I have to be fair, because literally anything this armor has ever done has been outdone and replaced. I'm also going to put the Mark IV in this spot because honestly, Tony just made that one as a direct replacement to the Mark III. Not too many ability changes, but a lot of aesthetic changes. And it pretty much looks around the same, so it's, in my opinion, the exact same armor.
Number 6.
Alright, I put this armor here for a very specific reason. Does you look cooler than the suit, and can you outperform the suit? To be honest, in Spider-Man Homecoming, you don't see Tony a lot, okay? And what you see him do with this armor, it's kind of basic. He flies around, uses some drones. Any armor can pretty much do that, so the reason why it's up here is it kind of splits my list. Like, if you're not cooler than this suit to me, you're below it. If you're cooler than this suit to me, you're above it. It's like a good little gateway. Now, the color scheme on this suit is fire, and I do mean fire. I didn't even like the inspiration where it came from, which is the Ultimate Comics, by the way. But the way they did it in the MCU, which is like taking the Civil War armor and slapping this paint job on it, ooh, they did a good job on this one.
Number 5.
Another one of the classic 7. Now, I know I said I wouldn't be considering the quality of the movies that these armors are in. I'm still not, by the way. But I'm going to say here, the Mark VI was showing off the best in terms of a true upgrade. From the more sleek, smooth, and streamlined design, the armor itself outperforming the Mark, what was it, 4 or 5 in that movie? It outperformed those in any way possible or conceivable. And last but not least, an invention of an entirely new element that could only be handled by this suit. It had to make the top 5. It also has that classic MCU silhouette, so that just bumps it up just a little bit. By the way, this is the only suit that Tony has in the MCU that uses that triangle chest pattern. I don't know if you noticed that, but just take a look and see for yourself.
Number 4.
The Mark 42, the prodigal son. Where should I start? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna start right here. Iron Man 3, a lot better than everybody thinks it is, myself included. Back to the suit though. It's definitely the most visually distinct armor in the entire MCU line. The use of gold over red is a great departure, and it really sells the golden child image quite well. I've always liked this choice ever since the movie came out. Also, the new ability that Tony premiered, which is essentially like a new advanced suit attachment detachment, so when you see him like do the thing where the armor comes off and comes back on and then attaches itself, as well as the AI and remote control capabilities, it definitely signifies the technological leap in his classic armors to his modern day armors that you see.
Number 3.
Okay, we all know how big the first Avengers movies was. I don't even need to go into that right now. What I am going to talk about though is the Mark 7, which is the armor that he changed into at the end of the movie. Speaking of the end of the movie though, the Battle of New York, that was his biggest fight, both physically and mentally, and I don't think he was going to be able to handle none of that smoke if he didn't have that armor. Second thing is, it premiered the pod deployment and wrist activation that you kind of saw at a more advanced version in the Mark 42, but it started here. Speaking of looks though, I don't know, between the two, like this one had the shoulder attachments and more silver on the legs, and the big, like it went back to the circle, but it was a bigger frame. But the Mark 6 is still sleek and has the triangle. I don't know, it's a really close tie between those two. So honestly, you could switch either one around like I said, and I'd be alright with that.
Number 2.
Let me not waste time, okay? This is his most advanced suit by far. You don't even need to ask, okay? Nanotech technology makes it so much easier to summon weapons and other utility attachments. He can self-repair his armor anytime he needs to. It's a more form-fitting and visually rounded design. The red is the most major color, minus the faceplate, which actually helps you like look at the focus point and then spread out, makes it way more like rounded, like I said earlier. And let's not even talk about mobility, okay? You saw in the movie, tap the chest plate and the shit just came right up on him, you feel me? So we don't even need to talk about that. Is there anything the suit can't do? I guess maybe save Peter. Alright, that was probably too soon.
It's number 1.
We at the end. We made it. Now it's a tie. Another tie, I know. Between this one and the Infinity War armor. Though I felt like putting the Infinity War armor first would have been kind of boring and expected, so I switched up. We all know abilities outclassed. I'm not even going to sit here and try to argue that. So I'm going to just focus on the appearance. Now it has a more geometrically influenced design. You can see that with a trapezoid shape by the arc reactor in the chest. Speaking of those arc reactors, if you look all around the body, mainly like the chest arm areas, but if you look all around the body, you'll see like smaller arc reactors, those little blue circles that helps them see a little bit more. And you can also see the different lines, like where the body's supposed to be. Like if you look at the arms, you see like the shoulder outlines and the bicep, tricep outlines, forearm, the legs, all that sort of stuff. So it also is very smoothed out and has a more aerodynamically curved feel to it. Not saying it's not rounded, but the separations and the lines still help it give that little effect. Now the red is also a major color, but the gold here actually highlights the arm instead of kind of blending in. It kind of helps the red pop out. I almost forgot, the helmet shape for the Civil War suit is still that classic MCU silhouette, which I prefer way more than the Infinity War rounded helmet. Not saying the Infinity War helmet is bad or ugly or anything like that. I just like the classic MCU helmet so much more. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Excuse me, I had something in my eye real quick. This is just a quick video. Like I said, this video was mainly made just for me to showcase my face, obviously. So hi, what's going on? It's just a fun topic. Avengers is coming out, I think April they said. Whenever it's coming out, this is the perfect time for me to drop these lists. So I figured why wait. Real edit though. When I'm editing this video, I realized that when I said the Mark 44, I actually meant the Mark 43, because the Mark 44 is the Hulkbuster, and I don't like the Hulkbuster that much. I don't like big, bulky bodies. Nope, not for me. So just know that I messed up, and I meant to say Mark 43, but it's okay though, because it's all the same thing. If you disagree with me, which I'm sure you do, you can go in the comments and tell me which armors you would have picked. If you want to tell me why in a healthy way, that's fine. Something tells me you probably won't though, and that's okay too. I don't have no ending or no special phrases or anything like that planned, so thank you for enjoying the video. I hope to see you on the next one, and with that, peace!